America has a reputation for chaos, but I need you to understand. We've been doing only in the US energy for centuries. Today, fake aliens, meat falling from the sky, a syrup tsunami, a whale explosion, a ghost town fire, and a national panic that basically invented modern fake news. Let's go! 1. The Great Moon Hoax. In August 1835, a New York newspaper called The Sun published articles claiming life on the moon. It included bizarre creatures and civilization details that sounded scientific enough to fool people. And it worked. People rushed to buy the paper. The story spread. It became one of the most famous hoaxes in American media history. The funny part? It's basically the 1080s version of a viral thread. Breaking: Moon people are real. Source: trust me. It shows how hungry people were for wonder, and how easily official-sounding writing can override common sense. Congratulations, America! We had clickbait before clicks existed. Now let's jump to a story Americans still swear is true. 2. The Great Chicago Fire. And the cow that probably didn't do it. You've heard the legend. Mrs. O'Leary's cow kicked over a lantern and started the Great Chicago Fire. Except, there's no real evidence she caused it. Historians and museums have pointed out the exact spark is still unknown. The myth stuck because it gives a simple villain. The bigger story is about conditions, dry weather, flammable construction, and a city built in a way that made fire spread fast. Funny takeaway: a city burned, and America went, blame the cow. Emotional takeaway: scapegoating is a national hobby. Speaking of explanations nobody could agree on, let's talk about when it literally rained meat. 3. The Kentucky Meat Shower. On March 3, 1876, witnesses reported chunks of red meat falling from the sky for several minutes. People described it like snowing meat. Some locals even tasted it, which is the most historic American decision imaginable. The cause was never confirmed, but one explanation is that vultures may have regurgitated mid-flight, because that's a thing. Imagine standing on your porch, and meat starts falling. The universe said, here's a reminder you control nothing. Now we're going from meat from the sky to dessert from the streets. Boston, you're up. 4. The Great Molasses Flood. In 1919, a huge tank burst and released 2.3 million gallons of molasses into the North End. This wasn't a cute spill. It moved fast enough to destroy structures and trap people. 21 people died, and 150 were injured. The headline sounds like a cartoon, but the reality was devastating. It became a serious engineering accountability moment. Funny but real. Boston once got taken out by syrup. Emotional. Harmless materials become deadly when industry cuts corners. Ready for the most American solution to a problem? 5. The Exploding Whale. Oregon, 1970. A sperm whale washed ashore. Officials needed to remove it, and they decided to use dynamite to break it apart. If your brain is screaming that's a bad idea, congratulations, you have survival instincts. This became infamous. The emotional angle: people were trying to solve a problem with the tools they had. The funny angle: have we tried? Explosives. 6. War of the Worlds radio broadcast. On October 30th, 1938, Orson Welles broadcast a radio drama. It was in a realistic news bulletin style. Some listeners, tuning in late, mistook it for real breaking news. Here's the twist: the nationwide panic was likely exaggerated. Newspapers had incentives to hype the radio panic narrative. Funny: America heard Martians and said, seems plausible. Emotional: fear makes us vulnerable to narratives. Extremely current. 7. Centralia, the town with the fire underneath. A fire started in 1962 and never truly went out. It spread into underground coal seams. Over time, it produced dangerous gases and sinkholes, turning a town into a ghost town. The emotional punch is heavy. A community collapsed. It's a warning about how one small decision can trigger decades of consequences. Funny in a dark way? The most American we can handle it story. Until you can't. History isn't a moment, it's a slow disaster. So that's American history. Moon aliens, meat weather, syrup tsunami, dynamited whale, radio Martians, and a town burning underneath. If you want part 4, pick your flavor: bizarre crimes, engineering oops, or satirical presidential history. Like and subscribe.